Chance, the absolute key in these situations after a cardiac arrest is to act fast. So fast that if you see one happening, you're supposed to actually beat the ambulances to responding. Unfortunately, when we dug into the national numbers, we found that that is not what is happening in far too many cases in U.S. schools.
It's crazy to think that, like, I'm here, still being able to follow my dreams, do what I love.
University of Connecticut soccer player Lacey Lewis is the picture of health. Barreling through drills and 2 to 4 hours of workouts every day. But this intense competitor nearly lost her life 5 years ago when she went into sudden cardiac arrest and stopped breathing.
I was playing at a soccer practice. Everything was normal. It was like any other day. And towards the end of the practice, I just dropped.
When Lacey emerged from a coma 24 hours later, doctors called her a miracle. A battery of tests revealed a congenital heart defect that had gone undetected since birth, and she needed open heart surgery. She made a full recovery and left the hospital within days.
When was the last time you looked at this?
It's been a while.
At home, she still has her Get Well box. One message after the next from teachers and classmates who never expected a healthy 14-year-old to go into sudden cardiac arrest.
And you continue to inspire me. You will become even stronger as you battle back. Love, Mr. Bowen.
It does seem like Mr. Bowen knows what he's talking about.
Right.
What happened to Lacey, sudden loss of heart function, is understudied in young people. But medical experts estimate that it may strike between 2,000 and 7,000 school-aged kids every year in this country. And most don't survive. When it happens outside a hospital, nearly 4 out of 5 teens die, according to the Journal of the American Heart Association.
Get the shirt open so he'll be ready for the AED.
That's a startling statistic that medical experts told us could be dramatically improved if more people had access to this portable device. It's known as an AED, or automated external defibrillator, and it can be the difference between life and death.
Stay calm. Check responsiveness. Call for help.
The device, which can cost under $1,400, is designed to walk the operator through every step and won't fire a shock if it doesn't detect a problem. Experts say for the best chances of survival, AEDs should be applied within 3 to 5 minutes or sooner.
But Scripps News has discovered an alarming number of cardiac arrests in U.S. schools where no AED was applied in those precious minutes before emergency crews arrived. And even where schools had AEDs, we found kids are still dying because nobody knew where they were or how to use them.
We dug into the most recent 3 years of national data detailing EMS runs to U.S. schools and examined over 1,000 cases of sudden cardiac arrests. We discovered that about 40% of the time, no AED was used before help arrived. That was the case for Kim Manjean's 16-year-old son, Matthew.
He was a great big brother. He was a great son, a great grandson, a great friend.
Matthew dropped to the ground during a soccer practice in 2020 at St. Henry High School in Kentucky. He was in sudden cardiac arrest. His father, Matt, says an AED was just 250 feet away, but no one ever grabbed it.
There were 5 AEDs at the school that night, and one wasn't brought to him. His initial shock came from EMS after they arrived, roughly 12 minutes after he was down. Roughly an hour later at the hospital, he had passed away.
Last week, the Manjeans settled a wrongful death lawsuit against St. Henry's. The school's lawyer didn't respond to requests for comment. Matthew's mom wants the lawsuit to force reforms.
You know, schools, programs practice tornadoes and fire drills all the time. Why can't this be something that's practiced regularly?
When we looked into AED laws nationwide, we found 31 states where AEDs are still not required at schools. And only 5 states have laws mandating that schools do some type of regular AED drill to make sure people know how and when they should use them. It'd be hard to find anyone who understands the true importance of those AED drills more than Lacey Lewis. A few months after her sudden cardiac arrest on the soccer field, doctors cleared her to play sports again. She jumped into the basketball season and was a standout player. Then, the unimaginable happened. Lacey had just finished up back-to-back games when a teammate noticed something was off.
I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just really tired. And so we go to sit down to take off our stuff at the team meeting, and I just dropped once again.
It happened during an away game, and the other team's trainer recognized the signs and called for the courtside AED.
I went through this.
From the time Lacey collapsed to the moment Michael Diaz had it on her chest was incredibly fast.
30 seconds to a minute. My student ran from here to there and back, so it was quickly.
Turns out Diaz had drilled his entire career for this very moment. And after 2 shocks, suddenly, Lacey was back.
And then immediately, you could just hear you took that breath.
Their response was so fast. The time the ambulance took to get to me, it would have been too late.
Doctors implanted a defibrillator inside Lacey's chest, connecting it to her heart, just in case. It's been nearly 5 years since then, and for Lacey, the memories of her 2 near-death experiences have been pushed aside by the dream to win a starting role on UConn's Division I soccer team. But Lacey told us she'll always keep pushing for more AEDs and training at schools nationwide.
I kind of have to tell my story, build some awareness around it, because I was lucky enough to be saved, but a lot of people aren't.
If we did the 300s with Ava.
Now, right to Lacey's point, these are happening commonly enough where it's thought that 1 in 73 U.S. high schools will see a cardiac arrest on their campus this year. 1 in 73, it's a lot. And that's one of the reasons why the American Academy of Pediatrics is recommending that all children be screened for possible heart problems that could lead to a sudden cardiac arrest. That's all children. And Chance, I know you and I are both fathers. So this is really something that stuck with me reporting this story is what do we need to know to ask our doctors about? And the answer is, Chance, that we need to be having these conversations with our doctors, whether our kids are athletes or whether they are not, or whether they're less active.
Absolutely, Mark. I mean, I know there's the medical, but there's the emotional part of just the heroes who saved Lacey's life, and then to see Matthew's parents. Absolutely critical information here. Mark Greenblatt, great reporting. Thank you.